Hi guys, so today I know I promised a roleplay video, but it will be coming soon. I just didn't render it properly, so I decided not to upload this late at night. But I am going to bring you a slideshow of my trip to Washington, D.C. And as you can see, that's the Washington Monument on your screen. And this is the first picture I took there, so here's the Lincoln Memorial. We walked from our hotel to the Washington Monument, and then from the Washington Monument across the National Mall to the Lincoln Memorial. And the Lincoln Memorial, I found out, has a lot of stairs. Like a lot. And it was really warm and humid. It was the humidity that was killing me because it was colder than it was back home, but the air was just so humid. Here's the World War II Memorial. Sorry, the camera's gonna pan down eventually. Now, on the side that I was standing on, it was the Atlantic side, which is commemorating the war in Europe against Germany, and the other side is the Pacific side, commemorating the war against Japan, and each side has little pillars that have the name of 25 states on each side. And when we were there, they had a band playing, so that was cool. Here's the Capitol building. For those of you that aren't in the United States, this is where our government is mostly based, where the House of Representatives and the Senate is. And they're the two legislative bodies of our government, so. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a picture of the White House because from where we were standing when we went and saw it, it was very far away. And here's another picture of the Capitol that I took without the tour bus. In front of the Capitol building is the Ulysses S. Grant Memorial, I think. So, that's a memorial about the Civil War, which, interestingly enough, because my family is from Virginia, which is why we were back here, we had members from my family fighting on both sides of the Civil War, Union and Confederacy. I always think it would have been awkward if they met each other, so. And here's the Washington Memorial again. It's in a better light. It's scaffolded because a couple years back, there was an earthquake in Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. I think they felt it as far north as New York City. And they never get earthquakes there, like they rarely get them. So, my family, they told me that they were all panicking because they thought it was an attack of some kind and not a earthquake, especially some of my family that was in D.C. at the time. Here is a picture of the National Mall. It goes all the way from the Capitol up to the Lincoln Memorial, and along it are the Capitol, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, World War II, Korea, I think, the Korean War Memorial and World War I Memorial, and then all of the Smithsonian museums, which we also went to, and those were pretty cool. I particularly liked the American History Museum because they have the original flag that the national anthem was written about. It was originally a poem written during the War of 1812, so. And now here's a picture that I took. This is before my cousin's wedding, which is why we were up in Virginia. And this is near Charlottesville, I believe. Yeah. And it's up in the mountains, kind of. And it was very hot and humid that day. One of the groupsmen fainted, which I thought was both frightening and funny at the same time, so. was just beautiful up there that day, so of course I had to take a picture of it. My family has been living all over, well, my dad's side of the family has been living all over Virginia for generations. We've pretty much been in the same county for a while, except I believe two of my aunts live in the capital of Virginia, which is Richmond, but the rest of us, not including me, we moved out of the state. But the rest of the family lives in Lancaster County, I believe. Except a few of my cousins who are going to college, but Lancaster County is pretty interesting because it's the same county that George Washington's mother was born in. So, an interesting thing about the accent, it's a bit of a southern accent mixed with British, which ends up sounding Canadian. And I know that sounds extremely funny, but the southern accent mixed with British because it was one of the first places to be settled by the British. Virginia was the first colony, and so the British accent mixed with the southern, and you get some weird southern Canadian accent, which is why when I say out, I say out. And I say, instead of about, I say about. So, yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, you don't expect that kind of accent to turn up in rural Virginia. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little slideshow. The roleplay will be up tomorrow, and I will see you guys then. Thanks so much for watching.